Hi there, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the All Around Growth Podcast. We're going to get today's episode started with a quote from 365 Tao by Deng Ming Dao. Today is August 9th, 2021. It is the 221st day of the year. We'll be talking about non-duality. Don't contemplate as mere activity. Be void, contemplating void. Once one understands that the ultimate nature of this existence is void, one understands that to be void is the only true mode of meditation. Notice that the void is not the object of meditation. To pair meditator and object creates a dualistic relationship between self and environment that leads one astray. In meditation, we are searching for unity. We need something that takes us out of the normal dualistic modes that are the origins of all our difficulties. Therefore, the only true meditation is one that does not put us into a relationship of viewer. Oops. Let me pull off the side of the road. Make way for an Amazon truck. Therefore, the only true meditation is one that does not put us into a relationship of viewer and object. Any object, no matter how holy, still reinforces the illusion that there is a reality outside of ourselves. What we are trying to gain is the true interior view. There is no difference between our inner and outer realities. The ultimate meditation is the realization that we ourselves are empty of distinctions, that our sense of identity is only the result of dualistic clinging. Along with that, we should understand that there is really nothing to contemplate, nothing to think about. Well, my friends, I took the day off today, and it is not the morning commute that we are taking part in right now, but I am on my way to the doctor again. This time to digestive disease consultants. Next month, I'll be heading to the functional medicine department of the Cleveland Clinic. And then in the following month, I will be headed back to the Cleveland Clinic for another appointment with the neurology department. My proverbial plate is full with regard to my health and wellness. And with all of this increasing stuff on my plate, for lack of a better term, it's really encouraging me to think about how much is actually on my plate in the first place. Because the cup overfloweth, if you will. And when there's a lot that takes place in life, in addition to everything else that's going on, it really encourages you to think about and understand everything that actually is going on in your life. I know that may seem like a very simple idea, but it's not an idea that I have the easiest time grasping and holding on to. You see, I have a lot of interests. And if you're anything like me, you take on more and more as you proceed through life. More and more projects. And the older we get, the more projects remain unfinished. Or so it seems. Last week was kind of the culmination of the idea that I needed to take some time off. And I'd been debating on what to do, how to do it. Do I take a week? Do I go somewhere? Do I what? Well, since it's just me now at the day job rolling solo, my partner has since left, I am thinking that it's going to be a little bit easier for me to experience some time off by simply taking 4-day weekends. And that is what I began doing last Friday. So, today is day 4 of weekend number 1, long weekend number 1. And yesterday, when I did my weekly review, I realized that I had taken a bit of a break from journaling last week. And a lot of that was settling into the decision to take a long weekend, or a series of several long weekends, I suppose. And also just making a concerted effort to get extra sleep. And yeah, that means going to bed early, doing things I don't normally do. Letting certain things go in order to make sure that I get rest. And you know what? In taking steps to ensure that I get that rest, I ended up feeling fantastic. And I didn't push it either. I continued engaging in some relaxing time off throughout the weekend. And I think that it's important to do that. Not doing so will lead to burnout, and I feel like that's where I was headed. Again. Now, today in 365 Tao, we read about meditation. And I've been revisiting some guided meditations by Andrew Johnson. And he's got a number of apps, lots of them, from over that he's assembled in various forms over the past 10, 15 years. I don't know, but I've been following him for a long time. And he offered recently a compilation of all of his work, kind of a lifetime access app for everything that he'd ever done. And rather than maintain a subscription from a number of various different apps, I decided that I would pull the trigger and make this purchase and support him and have access to everything that he has ever put together. This whole library. So I have been using or listening to a 21-day series on developing some skills, visualization, meditation, breathing techniques. And I've been listening to those on the regular. And that's been helpful for me to learn new ways and revisit old patterns of behavior that I had used at some point in the past, but for whatever reason had grown away from in my activities recently. In addition to these guided meditations, and in part due to the fact that I had today off, I was able to participate in something called the Fireside Chat, P-H-I-R-E-S-I-D-E, chat, Fireside Chat. And that's from fireon.com, P-H-I-R-E-O-N, which is a complex project that I would encourage you to read the white paper on, learn about, and try to understand and support, because in the way in which we are living with the connectivity in the ways that we have, being connected with people who are engaged in this Fire On project is not something to be dismissed or overlooked. I think that there's something of value there, and I may not fully understand it yet, but I believe in the mission that they talk about it, at least in the ways in which I understand. But the reason why I bring that up is part of these fireside chats involves a guided meditation. I've been participating. I haven't been participating in them frequently, but I have participated in these chats in the past. And lately, with the health issues that I've been experiencing, namely the gastrointestinal issues, the increased seizures, and there's been a lot on my mind. And it dawned on me today, towards the end of the guided meditation, that over the past 6 months, I have had more seizures than I have had in the past 6 years. Now, that combined with the gastrointestinal issues I've been having puts my state of health at a place that is a little less than optimal right now. And I'm realizing that my health ought to be my primary focus, where I put most of my energy. And I'm realizing that it has to be this way. I have a chronic neurological condition, and even if I didn't, my healthcare is going to be and is one of the biggest expenses that I have, and will become an even bigger expense should I pursue self-employment. And considering I just did an episode on shutting down my business, this is kind of a weird direction to take this thought train, but I can't help but think this way because for a number of different reasons, I'm obsessed with earning a living from the homestead, but almost more than simply earning a living from the homestead, earning a living in a self-sufficient way that gives me the freedom and ability to do what I want and work when I want at the homestead, which is something I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to accomplish, but something I am most certainly thinking my way through. But if my health is not, well, if I'm not in good health, what's the sense in doing it? So how does meditation factor into all of this? Well, it's good for mental hygiene. And utilizing this downtime to simply relax and not spend it in what I would call a productive manner. It's been brought to my attention that rest and recuperation is indeed a productive thing, because should we not take the time to rest and recuperate, then, well, we can never continue to develop, grow, and thrive. And that's about it. I am just about here at the Digestive Disease Consultants office here at the Summa Healthcare campus or on the outskirts of Medina. As time goes on and future shows take place, I will be sure to keep you updated with what's going on with my health, my journey through functional medicine, and I hope that these upcoming podcasts shed some light on my health journey and give you some insight and maybe some motivation and inspiration to continue moving forward on your own health journey, whatever that may consist of, and wherever you may find yourself on that path. If you like the show, I'd just like to encourage you to check out the show notes. Generally speaking, most of the links in the show notes are the same. Links to past episodes, links to rate and review the user, or rate and review the podcast if you are an iTunes and Apple listener. If you're not, just give it a rating on your podcast player of choice. Share it on social media. Get the word out there. I really don't do much in terms of self-promotion for this show at this point. I am interested in the organic grassroots growth of it, to see how it tracks normally without any assistance from me, or with very little assistance from me. So yeah, throw it out there. And I am going to wrap it up now, focus on finding a parking spot safely, and just thank you for your time spending it here with me on the show. This is Rob Kaiser, and thank you.